Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Shrinvatam Swakataha Krishnaha Punyashravana Kirtanaha Hrudyantasto Hyabhadrani Vidunoti Suhrusatam Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatrutamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishchiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today we are going to discuss Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5. Narada's instructions on Śrīmad Bhāgavatam for Vyāsadeva. Once again, here we have quick overview. It's called bird's eye view of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. In the first 3 chapters, which is prelude, introduction to Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, we have 6 questions asked by the sages of Naimisharanya, headed by Saunaka. And in chapter 1 and the second chapter and third chapter, those 6 questions were answered. What is the first question? What is the ultimate good for people in general? What is that?
Ahetuke and apratihata bhakti.
Yeah, unmotivated, uninterrupted bhakti. And the second question is,
what is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures?
what is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures?
Smaranam, Kirtanam, Shravanam and Archanam to Krishna Nitya.
Always. Yes, that is the second question. And third question?
Why did Krishna personally appear in the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva?
Why did Krishna appear personally?
To protect and delight his
To protect
devotees.
and delight devotees. And fourth question is,
About creation.
what are the Lord's activities in relation to creation? As Karanodakashayi Vishnu, he creates the countless number of universes. As Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, he enters into each and every universe. And as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, he enters into every heart of all living entities as Paramatma and makes them enjoy the gunas. This is and what are Lord's activities? As Lilavataras, in his Lilavataras, and also as he is
Accompanied by
Balrama. So we discussed about Purushāvataras and 22 Kalpavataras. Where has Dharma taken shelter after Lord Krishna's departure?
Śrīmad Bhāgavatam.
Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So these are the 6 questions and answers. After that, in chapter 4, yesterday, again there were 7 questions. 1 question about Bhagavatam and 4 questions about Parikshit Maharaj, 2 questions about Shukadeva Goswami. What was the question about Bhagavatam?
When, how and why did it appear and under whose inspiration was it written?
Excellent. And then what are the 2 questions about the speaker, Shukadeva Goswami?
How did the people of Hastinapur perceive and welcome Shukadeva
Because he's like a
Goswami?
madman and Unmatta, Jadavat, Muka, Unmatta, Muka, Jadavat. He's dumb, retarded and mad. Is appearing like that. How did the people recognize him that he can speak Bhagavatam? Okay.
And because Shukadeva Goswami was staying at a household's place only for a short time, how was he there for 7 days? And
how he was there?
Śrīmad Bhāgavatam.
Yeah. How did the dialogue between them take place? The first question is about such a person. How they asked him first of all to speak Bhagavatam. Second question is, he will not stay in any place. How did this dialogue take place for 7 days? Because he stays only like a very little time. Okay, what were the questions about Maharaj Parikshit?
About his birth and activities.
Birth and activities.
Why did he renounce everything and fast until death.
Next is about his death. First birth and activities, immediately after the death, fast until to death.
Fast until
After
death.
that, why did he
renounce?
why did he renounce his kingdom?
And why did he give up his body, which was already for the welfare of others?
Why did he give up? These are the 7 questions. 6 plus 7, 13. Now, which question is being answered?
First question.
7th one. I mean, there are 7
seventh
questions now.
question.
7th question is being answered. Yeah. We'll come back first. So quickly, first chapter, we had 3 parts. The Mangalacharana, in that Namaskara, Vastu Nirdesha and Ashirvada. And the context is Saunaka Rishi is welcoming Suta Goswami. They were all gathered and requested Suta Goswami to answer the 6 questions about Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and Lord Krishna. And then in chapter 2, 4 questions are answered. We just discussed those 4 questions. And in chapter 3, the remaining 2 questions are answered with the 22 Kalpavataras and also the signs of avatars, like avatars are unlimited and Krishna is avatari, Vishwarupa is not avatara but a material form. But avatars are non-material and are transcendental, discussed. Only devotees can understand the avatars. And Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. So these are discussed. Yeah, and finally he says, I heard Bhagavatam from Shukadeva and I'll explain Yathaditam Yathamati. As I have understood, as I have realized. So in chapter 4, these 7 questions are asked, Saunaka's 7 questions. And Suta's response to the 7th question. As a response to this question, he was talking about Vyasa's contemplation of future, Vyasa's division of Vedas, Vyasa's composition of Mahābhārata, and finally Vyasa's lamentation. Why Vyasa is lamenting?
Because he was still not satisfied with whatever work here.
Because finally he himself gets the answer. The answer he gets that maybe I have not described the pure devotional service sufficiently. This is the Vyasa's lamentation. At that time, it's lamentation. And first they said is contemplation. The first few verses. Later he was actually lamenting. He is dissatisfied and also he was lamenting. Oh, this must be the reason. Why like I am not happy? Yeah. And finally, Narada arrives. That's where we stopped yesterday and today. Suta Goswami continues to answer question number 7. It's a long answer. First 6 questions are short answers. Later questions are long answers. Remember that. Like, that is 1 mark question, this is 10 mark questions. Yeah. So, he's continuing to answer. Yesterday he answered till Vyasa's lamentation. Now he continues. Narada comes, they meet. So Narada is asking, are you truly satisfied? Yeah. Is yourself satisfied? Self there means mind, body and everything. And Narada is asking, you have done a great work of compiling Mahābhārata. So you know the scriptures. Yeah. So you have the wisdom. So that is not the reason for your lamentation. You have the scriptural knowledge. Why are you still despondent? Yeah. Vyasa is saying, what is the root cause of my dissatisfaction? You know all the mysteries. You must be knowing this thing. Please find out the deficiency in me. Okay, he said that. Then Narada was saying 2 deficiencies. What are the 2 things Narada told? Anybody? Without looking at this, is your previous knowledge, try to answer. What are the 2 reasons Narada said? You are not sufficiently glorified. Lord Krishna's pastimes. Yeah. Next.
You have spoken about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha in great detail.
You spoke about Purusharthas in great detail, but not about Panchama Purushartha. You spoke only about Chaturvida Purusharthas. These 2 are deficiencies. That's all. Actually, he asked, tell me deficiency. He says, those 2. And then he elaborates. He says that, because it's long answer. No? First you give answer, and then you explain. He says, works without Lord's glories. That means books without Lord's glories are like filthy places. Why some tirtham? And literature describing the Lord transforms the people. It is a revolution. Tadvag visargo janatagha viplavo. Then he says that karma and jnana also are incomplete without bhakti. And he says, meditate deeply on Krishna's pastimes and describe them to liberate people from material bondage. Independent descriptions separate from Krishna disturb the mind of people You have encouraged material enjoyment in the name of religion. People attached to material life should be guided to hear Krishna's pastimes to grow spiritually. Devotional service is superior even with imperfection. The true goal is beyond material happiness for living entity. A fallen devotee still returns to Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna and returns to him. Please describe Krishna's pastimes clearly and vividly. All spiritual practices culminate in describing the Lord. Yeah, like that he gives. Those 2 points first he says, and then he elaborates a little bit. Then he says his previous life's story. Why he says his life? Why Narada says his previous life story? To explain importance of association of devotees. He says that the bhakti will come only with the association of devotees. Bhakti is great, he said. Then he says the bhakti is coming not because of any other thing. Bhakti is coming from the association of devotees. He tells his own story. After telling his entire story, he will simply say, compose Bhagavatam to remove all suffering of all people. There is no other way. Only by hearing about Krishna, one can completely be free from all kinds of difficulties. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavat uttamasloke bhaktir bhavati naishiki. History. Yeah. Okay. Suta uvacha athatam sukhamasina upasinam bruhashrava devarshi praha viprarshim vīnāpānismayanniva. So who is Devarshi?
Narada.
Who is Viprarshi? Vyasa. So Devarshi praha Viprarshi. So Devarshi told Viprarshi, Atatam sukhamasina upasinam bruhashrava. The great sage, bruhashrava means the one who has with great respect, he was welcomed and made, he was received and given seat. Atatam sukhamasina, comfortably seated, upasinam, then Viprarshi, Devarshi praha Viprarshim. The sage among the gods, comfortably seated and apparently smiling. Prabhupada says, why is he smiling? Smayanniva. Why is Narada Muni smiling?
Vyasadeva is contemplating and he's getting hints that what has he done wrong, and then Narada Muni.
Yeah, Narada knows the reason for the dissatisfaction of Vyasa, so he is laughing. He's smiling. Yeah. So Veena-pānihi. Who is Veena-pāni? Narada Muni. What is the name of Narada Muni's Veena? Mahati. Who gave Mahati Veena?
Krishna.
Yeah. Devadattam. It is given by the Supreme Lord. So that comes later. Yeah. So Veena-pāni is Narada. Narada uvacha Parāsharya Mahābhāga Bhavata Kachidatmana Paritushyati Sharira Atma Manasayevacha. Atma Manasayeva. Narada uvacha. Narada said, he's calling him, O Parāsharya. Parāsharya means
son of
Parashara. So Vyasa's father is Parashara. So there is a verse. It says, Vyasam Vasishta Naptaram Shakteh Pautram Akalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Sukatatam Taponidhim. Vyasa is Vasishta Naptaram, means great grandson of Vasishta. Shakteh Pautram means grandson of Shakti. Then Parasharatmajam means son of Parashara. Sukatatam, father of Sukha. Yeah, so like that. So he's calling him. Why is he calling him Parasharya. You are from such a great lineage. Like, no, you cannot be in this condition. Yeah, Mahābhāga, he says, you are greatly fortunate. You are from a great lineage. Yeah. Bhavata kachidatmana paritushyati sharira atma manasa eva. Why are you not happy? Are you satisfied? If you think you are body, is your body all right? If you think you are your mind, is your mind all right? Yeah. Are you all right? Basically, is your self satisfied? Are you satisfied? He's asking. You cannot be thinking that you are your body because you are from a great lineage. You cannot be thinking you are your mind because you are greatly fortunate. Like, no, what is going on? He was asking. Jigyasitam susampannam apite mahadadbhutam kritavan bharatam yastvam sarvardha paribrumhitam jigyasitam susampannam. Your inquiries were full and your studies are also well fulfilled. Jigyasitam susampannam. Your studies are full. It's not because of the lack of spiritual knowledge that you are dissatisfied. You have studied well. Apite mahatadbhutam kritavan bharatam. Not only that, you have documented everything in the form of Mahābhārata. You compiled this great vast literature. Yeah. Yes, tvam sarvardha paribrumhitam. In Mahābhārata, sarva artha paribrumhitam. All the four arthas are elaborately explained. What are the four arthas?
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
It's not about the knowledge. You have all knowledge. Susampannam. Because without knowledge, how you can write this Mahadadbhutam Bharatam? It's impossible. You have written. Your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled. And there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahābhārata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences, elaborately explained. Jigyasitam adhitam cha brahma yattat sanatanam tathapi sochasi atmanam akritarthaiva prabho. Maybe you are thinking, I have the knowledge, but I don't have the realization. No. You have the realization also. Because jigyasitam adhitam cha brahma yattat sanatanam. You have realized Brahman. You have fully delineated the subject of impersonal Brahman as well as the knowledge derived therefrom. You have also realized this knowledge. Tadhapi sochasi atmanam akritarthaiva prabhu. My dear Prabhu, Vyasa Prabhu, why should you be despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone? Akritarthaiva, my dear Prabhu. You have actually realized the Brahman. You have realized the Supreme Brahman. And not just the knowledge, you also have the realization. If you have knowledge, realization, you have done such wonderful things as compiling Mahābhārata. What makes you incomplete? What makes you dissatisfied? What makes you despondent? What makes you incomplete? Vyasa uvacha astyeva me sarvamidam tvayoktam tathapi natma paritushyate me tanmoolam avyaktam agadha bodham pruchamahe tvatma bhavatma bhutam. So he called him, Narada addressed Vyasa as what in previous verses? Parasharya, Mahābhāga and Prabhu. So he said, you are son of Parasara. He is telling, I am son of Parasara. But you are son of Atma Bhava. Atma Bhava means?
Brahma.
Atma Bhava Atma Bhutam. Atma Bhavatma Bhutam. You are the son of the self-born Brahma. So you are definitely greater than me. You are knowledgeable. Astyeva me sarvam idam tvayoktam. Whatever you said, that is true. Yes, I have knowledge. Yes, I have realization. Yes, I have written Mahābhārata. But still, tathapi natma paritushyate me. Even after that, I am not satisfied. My Atma is not satisfied. Myself is not satisfied. Tathapi na Atma paritushyate me. Tanmoolam avyaktam agadha bodham. That reason, avyaktam, which is not manifesting to me. Tanmoolam, the root cause. You tell me agadha bodham, because you are supremely knowledgeable. You are supremely knowledgeable because you are man of unlimited knowledge. Agadha bodham means man of unlimited knowledge. Pruchamahe, I am asking you, the son of Brahma. Pruchamahe tvatva bhavatma bhutam. O son of Brahma, I am asking you, whatever you said is true, but my Atma is not satisfied. What is the root cause? It is not manifesting to me. O great man of knowledge, O man of unlimited knowledge, O sage of unlimited knowledge, please reveal the root cause of my dissatisfaction. Savai bhavan veda samasta guhyam upasito yat purusha purāṇah parāvaresho manasaiva vishvam srujatyavatya gunaira sangaha. How do I know if you don't know? You also don't know, I also don't know. He says, no. Savai bhavan veda samasta guhyam. You know everything. You know all the Vedas. You know all the secrets. Samasta guhyam. You know everything. Why you know everything? Upasito yat purusha purāṇah. You worship that Purana Purusha, Adi Purusha, Govinda, Supreme Lord. You worship him sincerely, constantly. Upasito yat purusha purāṇah. Who is that Purusha Purana? That Purusha Purana, Parāvareshaha. He is the Lord of material and spiritual world. Parāvaresho manasaiva vishvam. And also, Srujatyavatya gunaira sangaha. He is aloof from the gunas, but he is creating, maintaining, and destroying this material world. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world. The original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Tvam paryatannarka iva trilokim antascharo vayurivatma sakshi paravare brahmani dharmato vratai snatasya menyo namalam vichakshva. He is comparing with sun. You are like Arkaiva. You are like sun. Why? Tvam paryatan narka iva trilokim. So you are going around the three planetary systems, upper, middle and lower planetary system, just like the sun. Tvam paryatan narka iva trilokim. You are moving around, doing paryatana. Paryatan narka iva trilokim. You are like Vayu, Vayu riva. Antascharo Vayu rivatma sakshi. Just like air enters inside and also it comes outside. Like na kumbhaka, rechaka, puraka, we do pranayam, it's going inside, we hold it and it comes out. So you are like that. You are Atma Sakshi. That's why, because you can enter. So Sukadeva Goswami is also called Sarva Bhuta Hrudayam. Yeah. Munita Anta. Yeah. He knows, he enters into the halls of all living entities. Like that he's saying, you are Atma Sakshi. Yeah. You Antascharo Vayu Rivatma Sakshi. Because pure devotee also will become as good as the Lord, and he's also like Paramatma. You know what is the cause of my despondency. Another reason why Sukadeva Goswami is called like Sarva Bhuta Hridayam. Yeah, he enters into the heart of all living entities because he is even entering the Lord's heart. He is telling what is going on inside the Lord's heart. Yeah, why the Lord is doing like this, he is explaining many times. That means not just all the living entities. He is also entering into the hearts of Lord Krishna and all his confidential servants. That's why. Paravare Brahmani Dharmato Vratai. Yeah. You worship the Supreme Lord with Dharma. That is the method and bhakti. Snatasya menyuna malam vichakshva. You tell me what is the vichakshasva, examine and tell me what is my deficiency. Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone, Atma Sakshi. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive super soul. Please therefore find out the deficiency, snatasya menyuna malam, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and oaths. Dharmato vratai, paravare brahmani dharmato vratai. He says that despite my being absorbed in transcendence under the disciplinary regulations and oaths, despite me being Brahman realized, paravare brahmani dharmato vratai, with dharma, what is the cause of my despondency? So he's asking like this, and Narada comes back and says the reasons. Śrī Nārada Vacha Bhavatanudita Prayam Yasho Bhagavato Malam Yenaivasav na tushyeta Manye taddarshanam kilam. Bhavata anudita prayam. You have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead. Esho bhagavato amalam. You did not. Bhavata anudita prayam. You have not actually broadcast Yesho bhagavato amalam, the sublime and spotless glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless. Yenai vaso na tushyeta manye tad darshanam kilam. He says, whatever you have done, other things, that philosophy is not giving happiness to the Lord. That means all Purāṇas, the Vedanta Sutras, the Mahābhārata and other things. Because everywhere the description of the Lord is there, but that is not the main topic. That is the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha part has become more compared to this. So he says that is not satisfy the Lord. Direct glorification of the Lord satisfies the Lord, Achyuta Priya, and also it satisfies Paramahamsas, the devotees of the Lord. So he directly told the reason. And then what, like the first reason and second reason is telling. Yatha dharmadayaschartha Munivaryanu kirtita na tatha vasudevasya mahima hyanuvarnitaha. You might say, I have described about the Lord in all the Puranas, because it is said that Hari Sarvatra Giyate. In the beginning, middle, end of every scripture, Hari is there, which is true. All of them it is there. But it's not there as much as the four Purusharthas are there. Although great sage, you have very broadly described the four principles beginning with Dharma. You have not described the glories of the Supreme Personality of God, Vasudeva, as much as you have described these four things, Chaturvida Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Yeah, it's not that it's not there, it's there, but not sufficiently. Compared to this, it is less. So that becomes the main topic, this becomes the subtopic. Yeah. When people think that that is important, that is more important than this. Yeah. And then they will be misled. So now he explains. He's very heavy, he's telling. Nayad Vachaschitra Padam Harer Yasho Jagat pravitram pragranita karhichit.
Jagat pavitram
Tadvayasam tirthamushanti manasa. Nayatra hamsa niramanchu sikshaya. Nayat vachas chitrapadam harer yashah jagat pavitram pragranita karhichit tadvayasam tirthamushanti manasa. Manasa means who are manasas? Manasas, Paramahamsas, devotees. And also different acharyas tell different meanings. Manasa means mind-born sons of Brahma. Who are those? Kumaras. Like, they are mind-born sons. Yeah. They do not consider, even if it is written very nice words, Chitra Padam, if it is devoid of the glories of the Lord, that work, that book or that work, Tadvayasam Tirthamushanti, they consider it as pilgrimage place for crows. They consider it place of crows, filthy place. Nayatra hamsa niramanchu sikshaya. Hamsas do not take delight in the place of crows. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, Jagat Pravitram, are considered by saintly persons, Manasa, to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Vayasam Tirtham. Since the all-perfect persons, Hamsas, are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. They don't derive. Hamsas do not derive pleasure in the place of crows. Hamsa goes to clean water, swans, and crows go to filthy place. Similarly, the devotees don't go to the read books, even though they are write with nice alankaras, chitrapadas, sometimes chitra kavya. Yeah, but if it is not there, if it Hari is not glorified, they care a damn about that. They reject. Tadvag visargo janatagha viplavo. Yasmin pratishlokam abhadavatyapi. Namanyanantasya yashonkitanya. Shunvanti gayanti grinanti sadavaha. On the other hand, previously he talked about literature without the glories of Lord. Even though it is with chitra padas and alankaras and nice, beautiful words are used, if it is not glorifying Hari, it's waste. Now he is talking about literature which has mistakes. Yasmin pratishlokam abhadavatyapi. In that, even if every shloka has mistakes, or every shloka is pronounced improperly, and every shloka is composed abhadavatyapi, not according to the meter, according to chandas, and no alankara, simple. Even then, tadvag visargaha janatagha viplavaha. It actually creates a revolution, viplava, in the lives of sinful people. Janata agha viplava. Agha means sin. Viplava means revolution. Janata agha viplava. In the lives of people, janata, it is a total new creation, visarga. And namani anantasya yashonkitanyat. Wherever the names of Ananta and the glories of Ananta are there, Shunvanti, Gayanti, Grinanti, Sadavaha. Sadhus, the Hamsas, Paramahamsas, Manasas, they hear, they sing, and they accept, and they teach. So, this sloka is very important. Prabhupada, in fact, quoted this in introduction to Bhagavatam. See, neither Sanskrit is his mother tongue, nor English is his mother tongue. He's translating from Sanskrit to English. He says there may be mistakes. Srila Prabhupada says, of course, whatever a pure devotee writes, there are no mistakes, but out of his humility, he's saying, on the strength of this particular verse, you accept my book. He's telling on the strength of this particular word. Sometimes we see that English, there's no equivalent word for Sanskrit, for a Sanskrit word in English. Something or other, we have to fix the meaning to move on. So, because other people, they will not be able to understand, they're not from India. So, for us, karma is fruitive activity, or karma is occupational duty. Sometimes, the different meanings are given. It may not be exactly like that. Yeah. It's not like a perfect word, because English is a miniature language, Sanskrit is the Deva Bhasha. So, there's no correlation to do this thing. So, there might be something approximately given. So, accept my book. Because you are sadhus, Srila Prabhupada is saying, you are all sadhus, you are hamsas. You hear, chant, accept this Bhakti Vedanta purpose. He was saying this. Naishkarmyamapyochuta bhava varjitam. Naishkarmyamapyochuta bhava varjitam. न शोभते ज्ञानमलं निरञ्जनम् कुतः पुनः शश्वदभद्रमीश्वरे न चार्पितं कर्म यदप्यकारणम्. He is comparing jnana, nishkama karma, sakama karma, karma kanda with bhakti. He says, jnana and nishkama karma also will not shine. Na sobhate jnanam alam niranjanam. Without bhakti, achyuta bhava varjitam. Achyuta bhava means bhakti. Bhakti to the Supreme Lord Achyuta. Achyuta bhava varjitam jnanam na sobhate. Even jnana without bhakti will not shine. Even nishkama karma without bhakti will not shine. Kuta punah shashvadam abhadram ishvara. Then what about karma? What about sakama karma? What about karma kanda? They are nowhere near bhakti. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, alam niranjanam, does not look well. Na sobhate, devoid of conception of the infallible God. Achyuta bhava varjitam. What then, kutaha, is the use of fruitive activities, which are naturally painful, abhadram ishvare, from the very beginning, and transient by nature. Na charpitam karma yadyapya karanam, if they are not utilized for the devotional service of the Lord. So, even nishkama karma, jnana will not shine without bhakti. What to speak of this impermanent karma? Without bhakti, even that will not shine. That means whether you are doing anything to become successful, ultimately bhakti is required. So you have emphasized sakama karma so much, swadharma, and also nishkama karma, even jnana you have emphasized so much. But without bhakti, all these things will not shine, which you have missed, which you have not emphasized. Ato Mahābhāga bhavāna mogadruk Suchi Srava Satya Ratho Drudavratah Urukramasya Kila Bandha Muktaye Samadhinano Smarata Dvichestitam. After scolding him that you have written filthy books and Manasas, my brothers, even he's also Manasaputra of Brahma. Instead of telling, I don't enjoy your books, he's telling Manasas don't enjoy, my brothers don't enjoy, Brahma sons don't enjoy, devotees don't enjoy. What kind of this thing is a pilgrimage for crows? like, no, what is jnana, vairagya, and nishkama karma, sakama karma in front of bhakti. After telling all the things, Mahābhāga, you are greatly fortunate. Amoga druk, you have perfect vision. You are Suchishrava, you have situated in your voice. You are Satyavrata, you are committed to truth. Dhrudavrata, you are like, determined, very good Vyasa. Urukramasya bandha muktaye, to release the people from bandha, akila bandha muktaye, all kinds of bandhas. You write samadhina, in samadhi you see anusmara tad vichesitam. Look the pastimes of Lord you see in samadhi, and you share those pastimes with people so that they will release. Previously, whatever you have written, that is only causing bandhana people. Now to release them from that bandhana, you actually write Bhagavatam. He is telling. Tato nyatha kinchana yat vivakshataha prutagdrishastat krita rupa namabihi na karhi chitkvapi cha dustitamatihi labheta vatahatanorivaspadam. A wind, vatahatanorivaspadam. Upama Alankara is telling, as the wind agitates a boat which has no resting place. So what a wind does, agitates the boat. Yeah. Sometimes it will take it to the opposite direction. Similarly, whatever you have written, like, separate from the Lord, so many names, forms, results, you have described all that, actually taking them in the opposite direction and agitating the minds of the people. Instead of relieving their mind, you are actually agitating. Because the more dharma people want to do to earn more artha, the more artha people want to do for more kama. The more kama they want to do, they want more sense gratification. And ultimately, they will give up the moksha, they will give up the bhakti. So you have actually agitated the minds. You have actually confused, my boy, you confused people in the name of all these Puranas and other things. You have to come out, you have to write clearly. Jugupsitam dharma krutenu shasataha svabhavaraktasya mahan vyatikramaha yadvakyato dharma iti tarastito namanyate tasya nivaranam janaha. In general, svabhava raktasya, the people in general are naturally inclined to enjoy, and you have encouraged them in that way in the name of religion. Jukupsitam dharma krute anusasataha. This is verily condemned by the great people, mahan vyatikramaha, and is quite unreasonable, because they are guided under your instruction. They will accept such activities in the name of religion and will hardly care for prohibition. Yadvakyato dharma iti tarastito namanyase tasya nivaranam jana. In the name of religion, you have written everything, so many things, karma kandas, how to get this material benefit, how to get that material benefit, elaborately you describe. This is only misleading people. They will take only those things, but they will leave the ultimate thing, bhakti, because it is not emphasized, it is not highlighted, it is not elaborated, it is only kept as a side topic. And because of this, people will think that so-called instructions in the Puranas only for material benefit. Vichakshano syarhati veditum vibho ananta parasya nivrittita sukam pravrittamanasya gunairanatmanaha tato bhavan darshaya chestitum vibho. So he's telling that one point again and again. Tato bhavan. So you, darshaya, show. Chestitum vibho, right? Pastimes of Vibho Krishna. The Supreme Lord is unlimited, Ananta Parasya. Only a very expert personality retired from the activities of material happiness deserve to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Yeah. Vichakshano syarhati veditum vibho Ananta Parasya nivritita sukham. Therefore, those who are not so well situated due to material attachment, pravrittamanasya, should be shown the ways of transcendental realization, darshaya, by your goodness, through the descriptions of the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord. So they are already confused. They are searching after material happiness, but only once those who are ready to give up material happiness, those who gives up material happiness, they only can take to this spiritual life. So you please highlight the descriptions of the Supreme Lord. Simply by hearing those descriptions about the Supreme Lord, one will give up the material attachments. Tyaktva swadharmam charanambhujam hare bhajanna pakvo tapate tato yadi yatra kva va bhadramasbhudamushyakim ko varta apto bhajatam swadharmatah. One who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage, and there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything. Somebody is doing their duties perfectly, varna and ashrama, and it is not provoking attraction for Vasudeva Katharuchi. Then what happens to them? Shrama eva hi kevalam. It's useless labor. Yeah. On the other hand, those who have taken up the devotional service, sometimes they fall down. They are not attentive, or they are not careful, or they are not continuously able to perform devotional. Still there is no loss. He is saying that. Still there is no loss. But this verse sometimes misunderstand that one can give up swadharma and just take the parodharma. So sometimes it is explained later that one should not take like that. As long as one is not fully attached to Lord Krishna, one should not give up swadharma. Along with swadharma only, they have to do parodharma. Yeah. So even while doing that parodharma, along with swadharma, they sometimes fall down. Yeah, in immature stage. But that's all right. They are not able to do it ideal situation, but it's all right. It's better than doing all the dharmas, properly, but not becoming devotee. Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido nalabhyate yad bhramatamuparyadaha tallabhyate dukkhavadanyata sukham kalena sarvatra gabhira ramhasa. So sometimes there is happiness, sometimes there is distress. Sometimes this people go up, sometimes people go down. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet down to the lowest planet. Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido nalabhyate yad brahmatam uparyadaha. One has to try only for this. What is that? As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time. Just as in course of time we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them. Sometimes we don't desire but miseries comes. Similarly, happiness from sense enjoyment comes sometimes, goes sometimes. So one should only endeavor for that particular thing. What is that particular thing? Bhakti, devotional service. Yeah, one should try for that. Navai jano jatu kathanchana vrajen Mukunda sevyanya badanga samsmritim Smaran mukundangri upaguhanam punaha Vihatumichena rasagraho janaha. My dear Vyasa, even though a devotee of Lord Krishna sometimes falls down somehow or other, he certainly does not undergo material existence like other people, fruity workers, etc. Because a person who has once relished the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord, Smaran Mukundangri Upaguyanam Punar, can do nothing but remember that ecstasy again and again. So it says that you are saying, even though they are not able to do bhakti, you are saying. But what if they do and fall down? If they fall down also, no loss. They will come back. Because once they have, you see, in an exam, right? If somebody fails the exam, if 35 marks is pass mark, he get 34 marks. What happens? Next time, what he has to do?
Write the exam again.
Again, he has to do from 1 to 35. But bhakti is not like that. Bhakti will start from that 34 only. And then you get the 1 mark will pass. Yeah. But other processes, it's not like that. So he's telling they fall down also. They don't fall down like other people, like become zero. Somewhere again they remember. See, many of the Prabhupada disciples, they're coming back now. They came, they were devotees with Prabhupada. They nicely preached and helped Prabhupada in propagating Krishna consciousness. But for some reason they left. In their old age now, some of them came back. And then they are practicing. So, because that taste is there, no? Remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. Once you remember, again you do this thing. So Krishna's instruction, apparently Arjuna forgot. He was crying and saying that, oh, my Krishna left me. And then he was meditating about the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. Immediately he became again peaceful, happy and everything. So he will not fall down like others. Idam hi vishvam bhagavani vetaro Yato jagatstana nirodha sambhava Tadhi swayam veda bhavam stathapite Pradesha matram bhavata pradarshitam. He is telling everything is coming from Krishna. Everything is going inside Krishna. You know all these things. So describe about Krishna. I have only given a synopsis. So he's asking him to write Bhagavatam. No, he is just telling about the Bhagavatam briefly. The Supreme Lord Personality of Godhead is himself this cosmos and still he is aloof from it. Idam hi vishvam bhagavan nivetara. He is same, he is different. Yeah. From him only has this cosmic manifestation emanated, in him it rests and unto him it enters after annihilation. Yato jagat sthana nirodha sambhava. Tadhi swayam veda bhavams tathapite. So he says, your good self knows this. Yeah, I have given only a synopsis. Pradesa matram bhavata pradarshitam. I only gave synopsis. So you expand this. Just like the Chatushloki Bhagavatam is told. Who told Chatushloki Bhagavatam? Vishnu to Brahma. Then Brahma also later told to Narada in the second canto. Elaborate. Now Narada is telling, everything is coming from the Lord and everything is going to the Lord. And you know all this is not elaborated. You know all this. You have to elaborate. Yeah. About Supreme Lord's pastimes. Pamatmanatmanamavehyamogadru Parasya pumsa paramatmanakalam Ajam prajatam jagata shivayatan Mahanubhavabhyudayodiganyataam. Adhiganyatam means right, describe. Mahanubhava abhyudaya. Mahanubhava is the Supreme Lord's pastimes. Abhyudaya. You elaborate. Your goodness has perfect vision. Amoghadruk. You yourself can know the super soul. Tvam atman atmanam avehi. Why? You yourself can know the super soul personality of Godhead because you are present as the plenary portion of the Lord. Paramatmana kalam. Previously it is told Hare Kala. It is told his Paramatmana kala. You are the plenary portion of the Supreme Lord. Although you are birthless, Ajam, you have appeared on this earth for the well-being of people. Prajatam Jagata Shivayatan. You appeared for the well-being of the people. Shivaya. Please therefore describe the transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, more vividly. Adhiganyatam. Yeah, Mahanubhava means Krishna's pastimes, Abhyudaya. Idam hi pumsas tapasa shrutasya va svishtasya suktasya cha buddhidattayo avichyutordha kavibhir nirupito yadutamashloka gunanuvarnanam. Learned circles have positively concluded. Kavibir nirupitaha. They have concluded, great people concluded that the infallible purpose, avichyutardaha, the advancement of knowledge, and the advancement of knowledge is namely austerities, tapasya, shrutasya, study of the Vedas, svistasya, sacrifices, chanting of the hymns, suktasya, and charity, dattaha, and the knowledge is buddhi dattaha, it's given, culminates in the transcendental description of the Lord, yad uttama shloka gunanu varnanam, who is defined in choice poetry with uttama slokas. So, whether austerity, the purpose of austerity is Krishna. The purpose of Shruti is Krishna. The purpose of Svishtas is Krishna. The purpose of Suktas is Krishna. The purpose of Buddhi is Krishna. The purpose of charity is Krishna. Whatever talents, you saying that because of bhakti should I give up everything? No. All those talents you have, all those desires, you engage in Krishna's service, avichyutordaha, and glorify Krishna. You know how to type for Krishna. You know how to make a PPT and put pictures, do it for Krishna. You use whatever talent, whatever knowledge, buddhi dattayo, that is given by Lord to do this thing, your life will be perfect. This is told by the great people, Kavibhir Nirupitaha. The ultimate purpose of all talents, Prabhupada says psychological, physiological, political, whatever thing you have, Yad Uttama Shloka Gunanuvarnanam. Ultimately, do this for Krishna. So these are the instructions of Narada. Now, to tell that, that bhakti is the ultimate, and that bhakti will come only from the association of devotees. Narada tells briefly his previous life story. Aham puratita bhave bhavam mune dasyastu kasyascha vedavadinam nirupito balakayeva yoginam Shushushane pravrushi nirviviksatam. Mune, O Muni, aham puratita, in the last millennium. I was born as the son of a certain maid servant. Bhave dasyastu kasyaschana, in the service of the Brahmanas, who are following the principles of Vedanta, Vedavadinam, when they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season, Chaturmasya, I was engaged in their personal service. Sushrushane Pravrushi Nirvivikshatam, of those yogis, Vedavadis, Bhakti Vedantas, I have engaged in their service. O Muni, in the last millennium, I was born as the son of a certain maid servant, engaged in the service of Brahmanas who were following the principles of Vedanta. When they were living together during the 4 months of the rainy season, I was engaged in their personal service. So he's telling, we know, like Kumaras, Narada is also born on the day 1 of Brahma. Later, sometime later, Narada cursed. Then in the Padma Kalpa, he is born as the Upabarhana. At that time, he was doing Sankirtan in Devaloka, and he was trying to attract the opposite sex with these songs. Just like our Kirtaniyas nowadays, nobody wears a shirt, everybody exposes their body, having long hair, so many tattoos, and doing all these things, despite Prabhupada saying that I don't like this long hair like hippies, and those who are having this long hair, they are not my disciples. Prabhupada is openly saying, but they will do. So exactly Upabarhana was doing like that, and he was cursed by the Prajapatis that you are singing cinema songs, so you become Shudra. Then he is born here as Dasiputra, and again later he perfected his life in the association of the devotees, the Vedavadis, and then he went back home, back to Godhead. Vamshidhara says in his commentary, he reveals this secret. He gives, who are these Bhakti Vedantas, who are these Vedavadins? They are none other than his brothers. His brothers, the 4 Kumaras, only came to deliver Narada, sat there for 4 months, engaged him in service, and they delivered him, gave the message, initiated him, gave the message, and they went back. Yeah, it says that. Te maya petha kila chapalirbhake Dante drita kridanake nuvartini Chakru krupam yadyapi tulya darshana Shushrushamane munayolpabhashini. The 4 Kumaras came, it is true. Yeah. Although they were impartial by nature, those followers of the Vedanta blessed me with their causeless mercy. As far as I was concerned, I was self-controlled, Dante, and I had no attachment for sports. Adruta kridanake. Even though I was a boy. In addition, I was not naughty, and I did not speak more than required. Alpa bhashini. I was serving them. I was not attracted to playing. I was self-controlled, and only because of their mercy, they blessed me. Yeah. If they give some food, he was taking. He was not asking. Generally, small children, no? If somebody is eating, they'll go and ask. He was not asking like that. He was just waiting for them to do this thing. They'll be sportive children, but he was not like that. Yeah. He was not interested in anything. They were liked him very much. Uchistalepan anumodito dvijay Sakritsma bhunje tadapasta kilbishah Evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasaha Tadharma evatma ruche prajayate. Sakrit means only once. Sakritsma, only once, by their permission, I took the remnants of their food. Vuchishta lepan anumodito dvijay. And by so doing, all my sins were at once eradicated. Thus, being engaged, I became purified in heart. Evam pravrittasya vishuddha chetasaha. And at that time, the very nature of transcendentalists became attractive to me. Tadharma evatma ruchi prajayate. I simply got taste for devotional service just because only once, with their permission, I took their uchista. It is told that pure devotees, uchista, pure devotees, water wash their feet and the dust from their lotus feet. They will give instant purification. Tatranvaham Krishna katha pragayatam anugrahena shanavam manohara ta shraddhaya nupadam visunvataha priya sravasyanga mama bhavadruchihi. Anga means, O Vyasadeva, in that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, Anugrahena Shravanam Manohara, I could hear them describe the Manohara, attractive activities of Lord Krishna, Krishna Katha. He didn't even say Vishnu Katha, Krishna Katha, because Krishna appears once in a day of Brahma. They told him Krishna Kathas, not anything else. They told him Krishna Katha. Yeah. And thus, listening attentively, my taste for hearing of the personality of Godhead increased at every step. Anupadam Vishrunvataha Priyashravasyanga Mama Bhavadruchihi. My taste of hearing the personality of Godhead increased at every step, simply by Mahat Seva. Because he rendered some Seva, Satam Krupa will come. And from there, he accepted their remnants, he became Nishta, he said. And then now he's telling about Rishi. Tasmin tadalabdharucher mahamate priyasravasyas kalitamatirmama yayahameta sadasat swamayaya pasye mayi brahmani kalpitam pare. O great sage Mahamate, as soon as I got a taste of the personality of Godhead, tasmin tadhalabdha rucher, my attention to hear of the Lord was unflinching. Priyasravasya askhalita matirmama. And as my taste developed, I could realize that I was only in my ignorance that I have accepted gross and subtle coverings, for both the Lord and I are transcendental. Yasyaham etat sadasat swamayaya pashyemai brahmani kalpitam pare. I have understood that like the Lord, I am transcendental, I am Sachidananda, but because of ignorance, I have accepted gross and subtle covering. Then he realizes his positional, his taste developed, Ruchi, Asakti, and Bhava. Itam sharat pravrishikha vrutu hare Vishrunvate me nusavam yashomalam Sankirtyamanam munibhir mahatmabhihi Bhakti pravrittatma rajastamopaha. During the two rutus, 2 seasons, the rainy season and the autumn, I had the opportunity to hear these great soul sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord. Sankirtyamanam munibhir mahatmabhir. As the flow of my devotional service began, the covering of the modes of passion and ignorance vanished. Bhakti pravrittatma rajastamopaha. The same process is described. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavat bhakti yogataha. And then Tada rajastamo bhava kama lobhadayachaye chetayetir anavidham stitam sattve prasidati. Like that, the same process, the 14-step process, starting from Mahat Kripa and up to Krishna Prema, realization of Krishna and Krishna Prema. The same thing, that is what is described by Rupa Goswami, that is what described by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, that is what described by Suta Goswami. Narada is telling that whatever Suta Goswami earlier told as a case study, he is telling his own life. Tasyaivam menu raktasya prasritasya hataina saha Saddhadanasya balasya dantasyanujarasya ja. I was very much attached to those sages. I was gentle in behavior and all my sins were eradicated in their service. In my heart, I had strong faith in them. I had subjugated the senses and I was strictly following them with body and mind. Jnanam guhyatamam yattat Sakshat Bhagavatoditam Anvavachongamishyantaha Kripaya Dina Vatsala. As they were leaving, those Bhakti Vedantas who were very kind to poor-hearted souls instructed me the most confidential subject, Jnanam Guhyatamam. It's not Guhyam, it's not Guhyataram, it is Guhyatamam. Most confidential knowledge which is instructed by the personality of Godhead himself. Whatever the Lord told, like the most confidential knowledge. Like Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, he says, no, that told by Lord, it is revealed to Narada boy. Yenaivaham bhagavato Vasudevasya vedasaha Mayanubhavam avidam Ena gacchati tatpadam. By that confidential knowledge, I could understand clearly the influence of the energy of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, the creator, maintainer and annihilator of everything. By knowing that, one can return to him and personally meet him. So I got that knowledge. And with this knowledge, anyone can go back home, back to Godhead. That is what helped me to get reinstated in my position. Etat samsuchitam brahmam tapatraya chikitsitam yadishvare bhagavati karma brahmani bhavitam. O Brahmana, Vyasadeva, it is decided by the learned, brahmani bhavitam. Yeah. The learned that the best remedial measure for removing all troubles and miseries is to dedicate one's activities to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa. To get rid of all miseries, all problems, is to dedicate one's activities, to the service of the Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Amayo yascha bhutanam jayate yena suvrata tadeva hyamayam dravyam na punati chikitsitam. O good soul, does not a thing applied therapeutically cure a disease which was caused by that very same thing? So, when jaundice comes, people take sugar and that is acting as a medicine. See, some other things also take. Suppose stomach upset is there. That is caused by generally taking milk products. Bowel is upset. That's why there is a name. What is that name? Bowel disease. And it is cured by taking curd. It's the same thing in a different form of taking it is the thing. The karmas cause bondage. But those very karmas, if they are applied to the Lord, if they are dedicated to the Lord, if they are offered to the Lord, if they are engaged in service, those very same karmas which are binding, they are liberating. Just like the same drug said applied therapeutically, it cures. Milk causes the problem, but the curd actually cures. Similarly, the karmas cause problem, but offered to the Lord, the purified karmas once give everything. They give bhakti. Evam drunam kriya yoga sarve samsmriti hetavaha ta evatma vinashaya kalpante kalpitah pare. Thus, when all a man's activities are dedicated to the service of the Lord, those very activities which caused his perpetual bondage become the destroyer of the tree of work. So, the very activities which caused the bondage from time immemorial, they will liberate you instantly. They become the destroyer of the tree of work, the karma bandhana. So, samsmriti, the karma, is also compared with the huge banyan tree, right? So it will be destroying if one's activities, whatever talents, svishtasya suktasya cha buddhi dattayo. Suppose you know whatever talent Krishna has given, it is a completely material talent. We are not talking about spiritual talent. Completely material talent given to you by Lord. If you do it for Lord, if you offer it in the service of the Lord, that talent will actually make you devotee. He is saying that. That is what you have to tell people. They are all doing material things. They are good in many, many things. Do the same thing for Krishna. That's all you have to do. Yadatra kriyate karma bhagavat paritoshanam jnanam yattad adhinam hi bhakti yoga samanvitam. Whatever work is done here in this life for the satisfaction of the mission of the Lord is called Bhakti Yoga. What is Bhakti Yoga? Bhakti Yoga is nothing but Kriya Yoga. Previous verse is talking about Kriya Yoga. That is Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is nothing but Kriya Yoga only if it is offered to the Lord. That's all. Yattad kriyate karma bhagavat paritoshanam jnanam yattad adhinam hi bhakti yogam samanvitam. Whatever work is done here in this life for the satisfaction of the mission of the Lord is called Bhakti Yoga, or transcendental loving service to the Lord. And what is called knowledge becomes concomitant factor. Jnanam yattad adhinam hi. Jnana is byproduct. Jnana is under bhakti. Bhakti Yoga Samanvitam. This is Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is not completely different from what you have described. You have described so much about Karma Yoga, so much about other things. Just tell them, utilize those material talents in the service of the Lord. That is considered Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga Samanvitam. Kurvana yatra karmani Bhagavat Sikshaya Sakrit Grinanti guna namani Krishnasyanusmaranti cha. While performing duties according to the order of Krishna, Krishnasyanusmaranti cha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one constantly remembers him, his names and his qualities. What is telling? He didn't say that you start from Shravanam Kirtanam. He's telling whatever talents you have, use in Krishna's service for Krishna. As told by Krishna, if you are doing these things, you automatically become devotee. That means the talent that you have, if you use in Krishna's service, you automatically become devotee. While performing duties according to the order of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one constantly remembers him, his name and his qualities. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pradyumnaya Niruddhaya Namas Sankarshanaya cha. Let us all chant the glories of Vasudeva along with his plenary expansion, Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Sankarshana. He concluding and offering dandavats. Iti murtya bidhanena mantra murti mamurtikam yajate yajna purusham sasamyak darshana puman. Thus, he is the actual seer who worships in the form of transcendental sound representation. Mantramurtim amurtikam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who has no material form, means Amurtikam, no material form. Mantramurtim, he is representation of this thing. In fact, in one sense, he is initiating, like, no, he is telling, let us chant the names of the Lord, the glories of the Lord, and he is the actual seer who worships in the transcendental sound representation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has no material form. So one who chants the Lord's name, like, no, he is the actual seer. That means he actually realizes, he will see the Lord. Bhagavat Sakshatkara will come to him. Imam Swanigamam Brahman Avetyamadanushthitam Adanme Jnanam Aishwaryam Swasmin Bhavam Chakeshavaha. O Brahmana, thus by the Supreme Lord Krishna, I was endowed first with the transcendental knowledge of the Lord as inculcated in the confidential parts of the Vedas, Veda Guhyam, then with the spiritual appearances, and then with his intimate loving service. He says that first I was endowed with knowledge, and then I was endowed with the appearances, then finally with his intimate loving services. This is how I perfected my life. He told the 14 steps, how from Mahat Seva he actually came here. Satam Kripa, Mahat Seva, and all these things. And final instruction now he is giving. Tvamyapyadabra shruta vishrutam vibho samapyate yena vidham bhuvutsitam prakyahi dukkhair muhurarditatmanam sanklesha nirvana musanti nanyatha. Please, therefore, describe Prakyahi, the Almighty Lord's activities which you have learned by your vast knowledge of the Vedas, for that will satisfy the hankering of the great learned men and at the same time mitigate the miseries of the masses of common people who are always suffering from material pangs. Indeed, there is no other way. There is no other way to get out of such miseries. Na anyatha, na anyatha. The only way to remove the miseries of common people who are addicted to karmas, the only way to actually satisfy the hankering of the great learned people, both is the same way, that is to hear Bhagavatam, to hear glories of the Lord, to chant the glories of Lord. So you compile Bhagavatam. There is no other way to remove the miseries of people in general. Om Tat Sat, Śrī Kṛṣṇa Arpanamastu. I will stop here. If anybody has any questions, comments, please ask now. Yes, Prabhu, give him mic.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Mm.
So, but Prabhu, it is told like Vyasadeva already knew what was his lacking, but he just wanted to confirm what his thought was right when Narada Muni came.
Correct. He had some realization and idea, but he wanted to confirm. So it is a good practice of a devotee, even if we know, even if the Paramatma in the heart is saying, even if we feel that this is the cause of my dissatisfaction, better to check with others, the authorities. Any other questions from anyone? Jyoti Prabhu, give mic to Jyoti.
Vyasadeva is here mentioned as Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa.
Yes.
So he's incarnation of the Lord. How do we understand that he can make mistakes? Because a devotee or some other places, Krishna can make them covered up and then make mistakes and do the pastime. But how Krishna himself as the Vyasadeva can show himself to be making mistakes? How to understand that?
How Krishna can make mistakes. What mistake we are talking about? Compiling Puranas with Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. It is not a mistake. They are also meant for people, gradual upliftment. But here, this is speed, like, elevator upliftment. So they are not in one sense mistake. It is a dissatisfaction. It's not that is wrong, because that is the Vedic path. The eternal Vedas, not created by Vyasadeva. They are also talking about this Karma Kanda, Gana Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and gradual elevation. So gradual elevation is the ideal path, but for a sincere person, for immediate suffering, relief from suffering, one has to take up this path. But again, one has to act under one qualification. Here, Vyasadeva is not telling that force upon you the Bhagavad Dharma or Paro Dharma. You engage your talents. It's pretty much like Karma Yoga only. What you told, same thing, Karma Yoga, but it has to be dovetailed in Krishna's service. They have a very nice qualities, some devotees. Like, no, they have good marketing skills. But the very same skill, instead of using for your sense gratification, you use it for Krishna. Like, no, bring more Lakshmi to temple or more devotees to temple and advertise about Krishna conscious activities. That will act like a drug, which is actually your bandage, because you have to keep lying in marketing saying something. My product is good, my product is good, my product is good. Here is a true product. Vastavam Vastu is actual good. You tell him about him, you become purified. That's all he's saying. He's saying Karma Yoga, Kriya Yoga, applied in service to the Lord becomes Bhakti Yoga Samanvitam. So it's actually not the mistake. He's telling that you tell them to apply that in service of the Lord. Yeah.
So once they are purified, then it is not compulsory for them to engage those skills. No, they can directly engage in the service of the Lord. As they are gradually purifying, they can give more weightage to the direct services.
Yeah, more weightage. Again, Baladev Vidyabhushan gives 3 types of devotees. Swanishtita devotees, Paranishtita devotees, Nirapeksha devotees. All 3 are devotees. Okay. Swanishtita means more of Swadharma. He has a job, family, and other things, and less of Parodharma is doing, but it's primary Swadharma, that is secondary. They're also devotees. Gradually, they'll go to next level. There are Paranishtita devotees. For them, job is secondary, but doing devotional service is primary. Technically, we can say full-time devotees, but not all full-time devotees are Paranishtita, but in general, we can take that. More time for devotion, less time for this thing. They also do that to set example for Swanishtita devotees and people in general. There are Nirapeksha devotees, they don't care about anything, job, this thing, whatever happens, let it happen, keep chanting Krishna and names of Krishna and just be there. We cannot act like Nirapeksha. If we are not on the level, we cannot act like Paranishtita also. We have to know our level and act according to our level and realization, and also in line with the instructions we have received from our authorities.